Good afternoon.
One more river to cross, y'all.
Refresh your browsers, y'all, because today is Thursday,
One more.
March 22nd, 2012, and you are listening to Room 3026 live. Episode 492, a 60-minute conversation ranging from technology to pop culture. And I'm your host, Damon Nolan, and we are broadcasting live right here in Durham, North Carolina.
We are.
It's lunch hour in the Onyx Tower. Today my co-host is Mr. Derek Brinson.
The world's funkiest man. Stay funky, my friends.
And as always, we encourage listener participation. You can join the conversation. All you got to do
You can do it.
is just call us via the telephone at 646-929-2689. Again, at 646-929-2689. Or you can chat with us right now over here at blogtalkradio.com/Damon Nolan. Want to give a special thanks to Mr. Darren Tyler for providing our theme song. It's called Without You. And that reminds me that without you, we would not be where we are today. So let me say thank you for all that you do. Now let me turn to the chat room and say hi.
Hello.
To those that are walking in the room right now. Let me say what's up to Mr. Alan Tran, my man, the Lego man.
I'm a Lego fan.
We also got Mr. Dyslexic in America. That's LL, as in
Oogie.
Leon Lewis. Welcome to the show. I also want to welcome all of you listening live and in archive. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it.
We do.
And on today's episode, we're going to start off this hour talking about, well, there's a new rumor on the agenda, or the new rumor on the interwebs, I should say.
Yeah, it's the interwebs is good for that. Yeah.
Could the iPhone be getting a new screen size, say, larger?
They have one already, and they call it the MacBook Pro. You see what I did there?
Yeah, I see that. We're going to talk about a new screen size that's being rumored right now for the iPhone, and we're going to talk about mobile gaming. Where do people play it? How long do they play it? What kind of games do they play? That and much, much more in this episode of Room 3026 Live. I want to say thank you again. So Mike's not here.
Yeah,
There's an empty seat here.
Man down.
Yeah. He's taking the day off. Must be nice, as if I didn't just do that.
I was gonna say, come on now.
Right?
Come on now.
So it's Derek and I today.
Hey,
We're gonna hold it down,
we're gonna do what we can for the people.
and you guys as well. You guys are here. We're doing well. I want to give you a quick shout out to Adria Richards, who was in town. Who was in town yesterday.
Yeah,
in Raleigh.
I saw that.
And we actually thought that we would have until next Wednesday to kind of hang out with her. The instructions that I was given, it was that she was going to do a tweet up in town in Raleigh next Wednesday. So we're like, oh, let's get ready. Let's find some locations and get some people rally behind it. And then I don't know, about 3 o'clock, I found out that no, not next Wednesday. No, like tonight, Wednesday.
Come on.
And I was like, what?
Yes, I was wondering what that was about.
Tonight? So
I saw some.
Yeah.
I saw some tweet. Hints that I wasn't sure.
It was a little unclear for us.
I was
as
at
well.
practice, so I could only like scan over the tweet until
But it was good. It was good.
Yes.
I'll tell you what happened though. So she called it. It was at Crabtree Mall.
Right.
Or Crabtree Valley Mall, I think it's called.
Crabtree, whatever.
Anyway, she called it there. The place called Red Monkey Tavern. And so I get there probably about 6:45. I didn't want to be early, but I didn't want to be late either.
Yeah, sure.
So I kind of stroll in, a little bit nervous because she's somebody. She's somebody, and gorgeous young lady. And as a matter of fact, I've kind of had a secret crush on her for quite some time.
I would have never figured
Yeah,
that out
yeah.
based on
Gorgeous.
your tweets nor our conversation. I
Gorgeous.
wouldn't have figured it out.
I don't know how many times I can say gorgeous, but she was gorgeous. So anyway, I get there, and it's just me, and I kind of walk through this room, and it's just a very slender room, and I look, and do I see any curly hair? No, I don't see any curly hair. Look around. Do I see anybody that I recognize? No, I don't see anybody I recognize. So I sit down, and then I walk around the building. I walk through the mall one good time. I'm tweeting, I'm checking in, and I'm trying to just get, like, where is everybody? So then I go back in, I sit there for a minute, and one guy walks up to me and says, "Hey, you're did you check in on this tweet up today?" I said, "Yeah." Is it just like you and I? Because like her hotel is like right across the street, by the way.
Yes.
So like,
That is
what's going on with that?
Mhm.
So anyway, come to find out, one of the waitresses or one of the hostesses walks over and says, "Hey, are you guys here for something special?" I said, "Man, I've been sitting here, for like 20 minutes now."
Yes.
I'm like, "Yeah, we're actually here with a group of people, but I don't see them." And she said, "Oh, would you happen to be with the Adria group?" And I said, "Yeah."
Well,
like, where are you hiding them? Because they're not here. And I kept thinking, like, there was like a room to the side behind the bar, and I thought that was like maybe a secret hiding space. But it was just the cook area, the kitchen. She goes, "Oh, no. Oh, no. It's downstairs. We have a part 2 downstairs. See, we couldn't take them all in here." And I was like, "Oh, see."
Well, because you were in the secret.
Exactly. I'm upstairs, they're downstairs. So we finally made it downstairs, and just as gorgeous as she is on video and pictures, whatever, she is even more so in person, and bright, smart, bubbly, and it was a pleasure to have a kind of talk to her, and I even snuck a little hug before I go. That was my goal for the day. I was gonna sneak one of those.
I want to be you if I grow up.
So anyway, she was great person to hang out with,
dude.
and she's gonna be heading
as
back.
peanut butter.
Well, if you don't like chunky,
Well, there you
right?
go. There you go. See.
But it was a good event. Really great to have her in Raleigh. She seemed like she was having fun doing some really cool projects, and so we're gonna invite her back to Raleigh sometime in the near future and try to show her some more of what makes Raleigh and Durham and the Triangle really a special place.
I think part of it is the abundance of very, very good songwriters. Speaking of which, Archbishops of Blunt Street play Durham. We're going to be at Broad Street Cafe. It is, generally speaking, an early family spot. I think we're going to start at 8 and we'll be out of there, I don't know, 1-ish.
Cool.
Yeah. Come on down.
This is
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tomorrow night, Reggae Ska Band.
There you go. You heard it here first.
I think we're going to begin to debut some of our original material really soon, if not tomorrow. So come on.
Good.
Yeah.
Want to say what's up to Tim Arthur, who is in the chat room now. What's going on, man?
You saw what I did there, right, with the segue?
Yeah, I saw that.
Nice.
Very nicely done. Because I could probably stay in there for a minute. So anyway, let me do a quick announcement. Tonight is Tim Arthur's big night.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, tonight is the night. I need
The
a song for that.
Balabiminar.
Yes. And it's called Installing and Configuring WordPress Webinar.
Excellent.
Starts at 7:30 tonight, runs until about 9:30. It'll be an hour long of hands-on teaching and doing, and then there'll be some questions and answers afterwards. But here you go. When you go there, you'll learn how to basically go from nothing to something. And some of the things that he lists on his page are how to select and choose your domain name. That's a good one.
That is very, very important. You would be surprised how many businesses just don't even see where they made their mistakes in this regard. They just they that if you build it, they will come. Philosophy just doesn't work, and I suspect maybe it never did.
Yeah. Yep. So you can do all that.
The trick is to do this better than your competition.
That's right.
It's not just to do it. You got to do it better.
You got to do it better. And so basically, you'll learn how to start from the beginning and from the rooter to the tutor. There are only 2 seats left. So register now. Go to his website, You can go there right now. It's podcastingtutor.com/webinars. That's podcastingtutor.com/webinars.
Podcastingtutor.com is a really, really good domain name in and of itself. That's a great example.
Right.
That sound you may hear in the background is a fire alarm. I'm hoping that it is going to be like a false alarm. And Harry, our
because this is
Damon supervisor, which is
right.
my boss's boss, I hope he's not going to stick his head in and say, "Get out of here! You know the rules."
Yeah.
This is hopefully just them testing the fire alarm system. But if that is not the case, and we got to bounce for a minute, just
stick around. Don't go anywhere. Definitely. Anyway, if you have an announcement you want to get us on the show, hit me up at DamonNolan@gmail.com. I know, right? Like right now, it's like terrible.
That's not good.
Anyway, Miss Eileen Smith has entered the room. What's going on, Miss Eileen? This is one reason why you want to record some shows, right? Because then you can edit this part out. Anyway, we are, like I said, we have a
jingling of keys.
a
That's
fire
bad.
alarm. Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah, it's a fire alarm smack dab in the middle of our show. Can you believe that?
I'm thinking we can get away with this. They're probably just testing it. They do this all the time.
Yeah. My hope is that they don't come in here.
Yep.
And it's not really a fire.
Yep.
Because that would be terrible.
Well, yeah. Well, that would be gripping radio entertainment, now wouldn't it?
Wait, no, it
gone.
stopped.
It's gone.
Okay, good.
Really.
Good. It stopped.
It happens all the time. It really does.
Yeah.
It'll start back in about 30 seconds and then stop.
Like,
do
okay,
maybe
go.
like 3 or 4 tweets and stop. Really, this is nothing new. So you guys don't sweat it.
We're okay.
In case it's a real one.
I don't smell any smoke.
Nope.
And nobody's running with their hair on fire.
Yep.
Okay, good. So let's continue. So anyway, at 12 minutes in, let's jump into our feed watch.
Fire watch. Fire watch. Fire watch.
And it sounds like this.
Feed watch. Feed watch. Feed watch. Feed watch. Feed watch. Feed watch.
What's that? Feed watch of which you speak.
Feed watch is where we go because we constantly comb the blogs so that you don't have to.
Yep.
We give you the news that you can use because that's what we do.
That's what we do.
So you best not snooze. You will not lose.
Lest.
Of course, well,
measure.
you just like singing the blues. You know.
Don't do it.
A boo-hoo?
Don't do it.
A boo-hoo, woo-hoo.
You can do better than that.
All right, so let's talk about the iPhone. And I do this because it just happens to be the first story that came up, not because of preferential treatment or anything like that.
I mean,
not that I would do that.
You're an eye hater.
You know. Well, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I get that.
So there's a rumor today that the next version of the iPhone.
Let's say the screen is going to be cooler. No.
If
cooler.
If
I'm talking temperature wise now.
That's a good one.
You see what I did?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's him joking because the
With
iPad.
The humor of the controversy.
Exactly. The newest iPad is overheating. So, but anyway, coming out of the Korean Mail business newspaper, Apple has just started placing orders to suppliers for a bigger, catch it now, 4.6-inch display. Now that is over an inch bigger, larger than the current version, which is 3.5 inches.
That's getting up to be Note size.
That is definitely Galaxy S2 size.
Yeah, it's not quite Note size. That Note, man.
Because Note's what, like 7?
No,
or is it 5.5?
Yeah, it's 5-ish.
Okay.
It is 5-point phone lust.
So they're talking. This is the rumor. They're talking about bringing this thing up to 4.6 inches, and again, some people are saying, "Hey, this is definitely in response to the overwhelming popularity of the Galaxy, the Samsung." I'd rather say that the Samsung version of which is the Galaxy S, and then obviously a larger phone being the Galaxy Nexus. So there's some competition.
Does Samsung make the Note as well?
Samsung makes the Note as well.
I got to tell you.
Samsung is really the other competitor here.
They are clearly the preeminent manufacturer, at least today.
Right. And I do have a Samsung. The only thing, really my only issue I have right now with my Epic is that for whatever reason, I don't know why, I could be on a road having a conversation on my phone and then it'll just shut off.
You know what? That place where 147 dumps into I-40, that is notorious dead spot.
And I mean the phone shuts off. Like
power down?
do blink, and it goes off.
A power down.
Yeah, and I almost think, and I can't pinpoint this yet, but I almost feel like it's in the same spot every time. Now I can't determine if it's just me, how long I've been on the phone, or whatever. But I've noticed there's this one spot near Clayton, North Carolina, when I'm on 40, that it goes, bloop, and it, like the whole phone just shuts down.
The whole phone shutting down is one thing. I do know that some people really more paranoid amongst us have cell phone jamming technology that they put around their homes and businesses just because they don't want any cell traffic going
like
in,
the whole phone goes down.
See, exactly.
That's crazy.
That doesn't jive to any technology that I know about.
Crazy. I'm gonna tell somebody.
The idea that you're prone to lose your signal once you're in the perimeter of a particular business.
It's kind of the same place, yeah, on the same highway. I kind of feel like it's in the same spot.
That could be a dead spot in your service, or that could be some.
But not when
the
phone.
But
the phone shuts down. That's a difference.
That is beyond. That's beyond the pale. That's some Twilight Zone stuff right there. That's like Scooby Doo moment.
We're gonna shut this phone down. Whoop. So anyway, I digress. But so the Galaxy S2 has a 4.6-inch display. Now another source, which is different than the Korean newspaper source, says that I don't know about a 4.6-inch screen, but it's probably more likely that they'll at least see a 4-inch screen. So it would be a little bit larger, but not as big as a 4.6. Someone else said that the 4.6-inch would be the Retina display, which is the same one that they're using on the new iPad.
That would be the one that's too hot.
Yep. And the new version of the iPhone would also carry 4G LTE as well.
That's the hotness, so to speak. I would be really tempted to snatch me up one of them guys if it's that big.
Right.
And it's LTE, which means it'll get on one of the two providers that
with Verizon and AT&T.
No, I think LTE is going to be Sprint and T-Mobile. I don't think Verizon and AT&T are LTE. I think they're I think they're CDMA.
No, I think they're. I believe isn't Verizon LTE?
It could be,
because I think that's what they're pushing right now, being the fastest. And I want to say that AT&T also, and I know that Sprint's moving in that direction.
Maybe I've got them backwards. Maybe I've got them backwards. I do know that the Note, which is supposed to be exclusive to Sprint, yes. Or is it Verizon?
I think right now it's with Verizon, I think.
Whichever one Verizon is.
Or Sprint. Or AT&T.
I don't think it is AT&T.
Yeah, I think it's AT&T.
You know what? I think it's AT&T and T-Mobile that are LTE. Maybe Verizon could be too.
Verizon is too, because they're selling, I think that's their biggest seller right now.
It could be.
They're like, that's why we're the fastest network in the nation.
I could be talking out of school. I could be either conflating or confusing the whole issue. So it's entirely possible.
I have another comment though about what we could see as far as the screen size goes, and that's this. John Gruber of the Daring Fireball said this.
Sprint and AT&T right at the top of my Google search are talking about LTE networks. And I know T-Mobile has LTE because I'm supposed to be able to just get.
Well, go to Verizon and type Verizon LTE if you didn't do that already.
I just want LTE networks. Let's see what happens. Yep. Verizon also boasts. So who is not LTE?
T-Mobile. Well, Sprint's not on LTE yet. Sprint's not there. They're working on it, but they're not there yet.
Okay. So
and that's what they're supposed to be getting by. I think it's. 2013.
4G LTE network.
Well,
I know the T-Mobile's LTE.
If you listen to Q, he'll tell you that there is in Texas they've rolled out a test market that has LTE.
Oh, so they have to really.
But they're working. Yeah, they're working everywhere.
Their whole infrastructure. Let's look at.
Well, I know Sprint is still on CDMA right now.
Because I'm fairly certain that. That T-Mobile is also LTE.
Well, I don't know about T-Mobile. They're too small for me.
I think they're big enough.
Well, let me finish this story. So instead of it being a 4.6-inch screen per se, John Gruber says, well, what I can see happening is them using the exact same device that they currently have now with the 3.5-inch display, but essentially using that same device to make it larger, just using more area, more space of the phone for the display. But either way you slice it, they're talking about this rolling out in the second quarter of 2012 at some point in time. They haven't named it yet, and this is one of the concerns I've seen a lot of people say is, why don't, as far as marketing goes, they still haven't really named the iPad. It's like the new iPad.
That is very, very
That's
odd.
really bad.
That's so un-Apple. They are the crown princesses of this kind of hype.
They were. I think we know why.
Well,
We have a clue as to why.
I think there is there are heavy implications there. That's some kind of things that Steve Jobs would just not have permitted as far as their marketing.
Cringing.
Yeah.
So anyway,
spinning as it
that so we don't know if it's going to be the iPhone 5 or it'll be the new iPhone.
They can't call it the new iPhone.
Well, what they call the iPad?
It's the J phone, man. I'm telling you.
So anyway, that's that. Go check them out and get more information, and we'll share more information as I get that.
Sure enough.
Let me talk about mobile gaming for a second. So here's the question. There's a new study that had gone out, a new survey that had gone out from a company called Moco Space, and they wanted to look at the mobile entertainment site. They wanted to kind of get a sense of how people are using their mobile phones while playing games.
Okay.
Right? And I see that Aaron Clifford is in the room. What's going on, sir?
Dude.
Since you like games, this might hit you in the head really well. Thanks for joining us. So the question is, well, where do people play mobile games? Well, out of the 15,000 users, they found that 96% of those 15,000 said they play their mobile games from home. 82% say they do it while they're waiting for an appointment. 73% say while they're commuting. I guess this is hopefully while they're not driving, but they're riding on a bus or a train or whatever. And 64% said at work. So we're just looking at home, commuting, and an appointment, or at work. 64% people using this at work. Really?
Really?
I mean, really? Do you play games at work?
No.
Because I don't play games at work.
I do not. I do not.
So who I guess I would understand. I want to understand better who is playing these games at work. What kind of job do you have that you have time to play video games on your phone?
An Angry Birds player, and
right?
Baby, turn your web radio down, please. An Angry Birds player will play Angry Birds anywhere, anytime, at every given opportunity.
Oh gosh, Eagle Ant said, and he's referring to the last story. He says they will just call the next phone. This is the iPhone. They're gonna call it the iGasm.
Nice.
Which is really all what the fanboys will be having when they hear about the announcement.
Nicely done.
Oh, that is too funny.
Leon, he plays games at work.
Leon.
That's because he's the boss, man.
Yeah. When you're the boss and you can sit at home, you're
get
at
down,
home.
yeah,
like his home is partially his business, dude. I understand.
That's not fair.
Well, for those of you, because the largest number being 96% play it at home, where in the home do you play? Now, Derek said the bathroom.
I was actually, yes. Okay.
Right? Well, I do have a number for that, though.
Eagle Ant says 95% of people were too ashamed to answer on the job.
Well, nope. I actually have a number for that. 53% of those who were questioned when they played home said they have played from their beds, right? 41% said they played in the living room. 5% said they played from their bathroom, and 1% played from the dining room table. Now, again, as long as you don't, again, we're talking about in the restroom, right? As long as you are being careful, your phone could stay clean. I'm just saying. Because it's not like if you're using the restroom, at least initially, you're going to cause any problems because you're not doing anything. Well, you are, but you're not. Let me just change subjects all of a sudden because this could be really bad.
Yeah, I could go the rest of my life without that visual. If it's all the same to you.
Okay, so if most of them are playing in their bed, 53% of them are playing in their bed. How long are they playing? Well, 52% of the people said that they play almost an hour a day. That could be 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening before they go to bed, blah, blah, blah. 32% said that they play almost 3 hours a day. And 10% of people say that they play while they're at work. Again, is that like, I don't know exactly how that fits in, but I guess they're doing sometimes some of this time, and I don't see a clear number here. 1 hour a day, almost a third, 3 hours a day, including 10% of people. Okay, I get it now. I misspoke. 52% said that they play more than 1 hour a day, and almost a third plays more than 3 hours a day, and then 10. No, it's still not right. Anyway, you get the numbers. People are playing quite a bit. I'll just leave it at that.
Yes. Yes.
And to the question is, what game are they playing?
Angry Birds.
Well, the first one says at 62%, they're playing social games. Maybe
really?
Words with Friends might be one of those.
Yeah, sure.
Right. Number 2 at 52% is an action game. 40% are playing puzzles, and the casino style games are 28% of respondents. So there you go. Now, I found something that was interesting as I was reading this story, is that most people, when they go to bed at night, and again, because most people are playing in their houses and in their beds,
Okay.
most of them do not have their phone further than just a few feet, like an arm's reach away from where they are, right? And what they're saying is that the mobile gaming is actually a real competitor to the console games, because it's just, I think, overall easier, right? You can lay down, play on the game, play your game on the bed, and then go to sleep, and then wake up and play your game, or check your email or whatever else that may be. So I thought it was interesting to see that the mobile gaming is actually a very competitive, as you compare this to console gaming.
I
Scary.
did know that console gaming, the gaming industry, I don't know whether they included mobile gaming in that. I heard this on Marketplace on NPR yesterday. Made more money last year than the major motion picture studios.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's right.
That's amazing.
Yes. That's why that it was a quick, easy to remember. I didn't have to remember any numbers or anything.
Wow.
I mean, the gaming industry made more money than Hollywood
Wow.
last year.
That's awesome.
Yep.
From the chat room, Egoant, that's Aaron Clifford, says, I play phone games wherever. Tiny Tower at work every so often. And he also says that I use my phone as an alarm in the morning. Yep, that's what I do.
Sure.
I don't even have a watch anymore. I just use my phone.
I haven't had a phone, a watch in forever.
Right. I just say, what time is it? Phone.
Yep. Boop.
Yep. Anyway, thanks for sharing that. And he also shares a statistic that I'm afraid to click on.
No, don't.
I don't even want to look at it because I know exactly where that's going.
Don't do it.
But for those in the chat room, you can click on that and see for yourself.
It looks like a blog post that has a word that rhymes with Schmeagle in it. So I'm saving that. I'm saving that till after the show. Ego Ant scares me.
Exactly. Also, so we're gonna take a break. We're gonna take a look at what you guys are doing right now. We call that Daily Booth. But after the break, we're gonna take a look at a new feature that Google is rolling out with their spell checker, which is awesome, and Angry Birds.
Speaking of which,
Announcement of Angry Birds.
baby, turn your web radio up.
Right. So here we go. Let's take a look at what you guys are doing. Call this Daily Booth.
What it look like? What are you at? It looks good on me.
All right. Well, Daily Booth is where we go to take pictures. It's a free website. You can go there right now. It's www.dailybooth.com. You create an account in just a matter of moments, and then take a picture with your webcam, your cell phone, or you can just upload a picture, whatever is going to be easiest for you. And then once you do, take that picture and then share it with us in the chat room so we can see what you guys are doing. Now, since Mike is not here, we don't have a picture to take right now, so we're going to have to rely on you to post yours as you get them. And if you're listening on an archive show, don't worry, you can always join the fun. Just go to dailybooth.com and follow me at Damon Nolan. I'm there.
Come get some, post the photo, and
that's right. Let us know you're a listener.
Yeah.
And we'll follow you back.
And we'll holler at you on the live show.
Let me say hi to Neil Bishop, who is in the room. What's going on, sir? It's always a pleasure to see you. Also, want to say what's up to guest 3740, who is in the room. Thanks for joining us. All right, so it looks like Tim Arthur's posted a picture. If you just want to click on that for a second,
I do.
See what Tim looks like right now.
I was hovering over the previously avoided post from Joanne. That was just
Uh,
with the thumbs up.
he throws the thumbs up.
In the office,
Yep, and says,
wide angle. Good.
Happy Thursday, everybody,
Indeed, sir.
or everyone.
Good luck with that Fwaba Bim Minar tonight.
And then it looks like Neil has a picture there. He posts. Thanks for sharing, Tim. And he says from the chat room, he says, Angry Bird, the real thing, and she's hungry.
Nice.
Feed me, Seymour.
Nice.
Well, that's a beautiful bird.
Indeed.
Very beautiful. Anyway, thanks for sharing those pictures, ladies and gentlemen, and feel free to post them as you get them throughout the show. We'll take a look at those. Let's move on. Since I am just a little bit behind schedule, let's move on and talk about the new Google feature that's rolling out. Google has says today there's a new spell checker in its docs that is now available to you. What they're doing is using their Google search engine as a spell checker. And this is a feature that does not rely on dictionaries, but it is very case sensitive. Actually, it uses the most smartest technology known to Google to provide that context sensitive response. So even though, and I think this is a great example, even though you use the word is actually a dictionary word like it's, right? ITS, it's.
Between that and 2 and 2, one of the most
2 and 2, yeah. Or you and your
and
your and your,
the one with the
you are, or
apostrophe and
your,
the one
your,
without.
that's an ownership,
Yep.
right? Those
Very, very
those are.
misused.
I mean, there's that and much more is available as far as grammar and spelling and all that. Well, Google says, look, we got that covered. If you type it's, the ITS, and there's no English spell checker that will ever find a mistake with that word because it is a word, but a smart spell checker, as in the one that Google is now touting, will flag it when you add more words to it. As an example, it's a great idea. ITS, a great idea. Well, it shouldn't be it's a great idea. It should be it is ITS apostrophe S,
yes,
a great idea. And because it is a smart spell checker, it will now catch it by putting a little red squiggly line like they do in Word, and they'll say, that's not right. You need to correct it, and it will actually replace it or provide an option for you to replace it, and
Nice.
give you the suggestion right underneath. So one of the things that Eugene Lim, the Google software engineer for Google, said, he says, and this is a quote. He says, the neat thing about that system is that it's adaptive. Our suggestions get smarter and smarter based on the words Googlebot sees as it explores the web. And as they kind of talk about this feature, they said that suggestions are constantly evolving. As Google crawls the web, we see new words. And if those new words become popular enough, they'll automatically be included in our spell checker. Even pop culture terms like Skrillex is a word that they'll actually find, and so you can add that. Now, from the chat room, what are you seeing here?
A brilliant comment from Ego Ant. Finally, the people of the internet can know even less about grammar. This is a great idea, I think. And he misspelled great and I think to point out the idea that regardless of how hard they try, Google or no other spell checker is going to be able to remove semantics from the idea of language.
Right.
I mean, it is a great idea, but just the way that he spelled it in the chat room, there is. Get your grammar together. Y'all don't be lazy.
Well, according to Google, they say we're going to be catching a lot more as time goes on, and I think they may have caught that one because someone used the great as an example in one of these examples, and they caught it.
Okay. I mean,
now I will say this: that the authors of a couple blogs that I read tried to stump it, and some of it still got through.
Sure. And the thing is, you will be able to write from the programming logic standpoint, you should be able to catch more and more of those. After all of the words that exist, we only use a few of them, but that's not the point.
Right.
If I understand Ego Ant's point, which is the same as mine, which is why I'm going to pretend it's his too. The idea of being able to write properly. Writing is thinking. It's all about how your brain works, dude.
Right. Well, I think overall, though, the way we write is there's only a few combinations. I mean, there's some words that you put together, right?
Yes.
And it makes combinations of sentences.
Sure.
And I find that no matter how creative I am, there's somebody else who probably wrote that very same sentence in some way, shape, or form.
Now they just need to apply the same technology to text
Messages. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yes, indeed. Go ahead.
So some
care.
downsides to this new technology. Number one, it doesn't work offline because it needs to connect to Google server.
Of course.
So that's not really available. But they are saying that maybe they'll make some like downloaded, dictionary version or some offline version maybe available.
And they are already working. They're already hard at work on some offline versions of Google Docs and such.
I do want to take a look. Ego Ant posted a picture.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I saw that he was talking about his. He's showing his Zoom tablet.
Oh yeah.
Who makes the Zoom tab?
Oh, very nice.
Slow. Who makes it?
Is one slow tablet. It looks slow.
Well, it looks like he's doing something substantial on it. Like it looks like he's doing something.
Maybe some kind of app development or something.
Not trivial. Oh, he's a trip planner. So I don't know.
Right. All right. So Angry Birds. Let's talk about Angry Birds.
Hit it.
Yeah. Okay. So Angry Birds. There's a new version out. Right. There's a new version, and it's now available for download. It's called Space or In Space.
There we go.
Angry Birds in Space.
We just lost my wife. Boom,
Right.
gone. She's gone.
She's gone.
Poof.
So she's not going to come back to the show.
She usually listens to the replay anyway.
So here's the thing: the new version is available for the iPhone, the iPad, the iPod Touch, and the Android devices. It's also available on the Mac and the PC.
Cats ain't messing around.
Right?
Roxio.
I mean, they're just like rolling it out like Netflix rolls out to different devices. So this game is different. It's from what I've seen. Number one, they're no longer on Earth; they're actually in space. And the idea behind it is that you will now use the gravitational pull of different planets.
She's gonna love this,
right? To knock out these angry pigs or these angry whatever these things are. I'm assuming they're still pigs. I haven't played it yet, but my assumption is that they're still pigs or some sort of alien race. Now, if you look at the trailer that they released, it actually shows you sort of the backstory as to how this thing started. Some alien race comes to the planet through a black hole or some portal hole, and then they race off to after them. And as they go through this portal or this vortex, they are actually transformed into a new being, a new angry bird that has superpowers or other powers that are somewhat different than what they were when they were on the planet. So that's going to be really cool. They even get new costumes and everything else. So anyway, in order to beat these different levels, you have to really begin to use the gravitational pull of these different sized planets, and that in itself is already making a bunch of new gaming opportunities, right? In this, there are 60 levels that you can play, and they also are going to include hidden goodies and also secret levels. And this is, I'm telling you now, you can actually go in here.
She would,
right? This reminds me of Mario Brothers right now.
Probably already knows that, but
right?
You know that, right?
Also, she's like, oh yeah, I got that.
Yeah. I mean, since she just downloaded it a whole 30 seconds ago.
And so she's like on level 12 already.
Yep.
That's how good some people are.
Got some of the angry. Got some of the secret angry goods. She's already on it. I bet money on it.
Is she really a fan of Angry Birds like that?
Yes.
Does she only play on the phone?
Yeah, so far.
Okay. So now Rovio, the company that makes Angry Birds,
I call him Roxio. It's Rovio. Yes,
yep.
Thank you.
Says that there will be free and regular updates in the future, and we've seen this happen with the past. You know, they've had the sort of the seasons, and they've upgraded the same game and included new levels to play. So I really wouldn't doubt that they're going to continue to upgrade this and really make it a good expansion of the game. So it's the same characters with a new twist in a new place.
What a great franchise.
That's got to be really really fun.
What a great web franchise these guys have created.
Yep.
Wow.
Now, if you're thinking about playing, and the first thing you did when I brought that up on the air was you went out there trying to find this game. Let me tell you where you can go to get it. Number one, if you're on the iPhone, you go to iTunes. It's 99 cents to play on the iPhone. If you're on the iPad, that's also available. Go to the iTunes as well. That's $2.99 to play. If you're playing on the Android, you can go over there to Google Play, and they have a free version. It's gonna have ads, but it's free, and this is why I like Google right now, because it's free. Also, if you're on the Mac version, this is the Mac, your laptop. That's $4.99 to play. And if you want to download it to your PC, you can go right to Rovio's website, and you can download it for $5.95.
She like you really ain't trying to pay.
Right. So there you go. Go to Google Play if you want free.
You gonna post the article so I can?
I'm gonna post a number of links in just a moment.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you had a single article where all the links would be here.
I have a couple of things here. Let's see. But if you go to Google Play, you can get it. You can go to iTunes, you can get it, or you can go right there to Rovio's website and download the game, which I did. There's actually a demo version that you can download and actually play on your PC. And if you're playing on a Samsung device like the one I have, you can get it for free as well. This is on the Android. Now, if you want to get a download version, I have a one free code for Angry Birds if you download it to your PC. I'm going to drop this in the chat room. This is what in order to get this, you got to go get the demo. And
Give it to me.
There you go. That's the secret code you got to have once you get the download demo version.
Well, where'd you get it?
Put that in. Just go to Rovio, the Rovio website, and then download it to your PC. There's a demo version, and then put that in, and you should be able to play for free.
How'd you get the code?
Because I look out for you.
That is not a sufficient answer. I already knew that.
So there you go. So go check out the new Angry Birds, right? Because it's angry, and let me know what you think about it.
The birds are rocking.
Yeah, they have finally left the planet. All right, so we're going to take another break, and we're going to take a look at what you guys are writing, what you're putting out there into the blogosphere. We call this Blog Roll. But after the break, we're going to talk about there's some new changes coming to Blogger. And I know there are some some other users out there. There are some who are still fans of Blogger. I was talking to Leon yesterday. He said, "Yeah, I still got Blogger because I think that they're going to do something that's going to allow me to, take advantage of it." I'm going to say, "Yes, you're absolutely correct." And what I'm going to tell you is, for those of you who are on Blogger, it's getting better. Google is still working on Blogger.
I'm sure.
All right, so let's take a break and let's go into our feeds, our Blog Roll feeds that is, and let's see what you guys are writing about.
Rolling with your pulses, not to be confused with a prognosis.
All right, Blog Roll is when we take a look at what you guys are writing, what you're putting out there into the blogosphere. And today we got two stories. We got one from Tim Arthur, and we got one from John Mark Ivy, otherwise known as JMI. The first one is called "How is the Social Community Affecting Your TV and Film Viewing Habits?" How is the social community affecting your TV and film viewing habits? Coming from Tim Arthur from his blog, Tim Ponders. And that's timponders.com, timponders.com. And basically what he does is he kind of reflects on an event where we looked at social television. It was a panel discussion that he and I were on with Ryan Boyles and Gregory Ng. And we talked about a number of different social TV applications and so on and so forth. But one of the things that at the end he starts to talk about, it says, well, are you using any particular social TV app? And if so, what is it? And ultimately, well, how is it affecting the way you view TV? So I wanted to kind of bring that into our show for a minute and kind of ask you the question, what apps are you using, and how is it affecting your TV use?
Not many in terms of I was really excited about HBO Go so I could catch some of that stuff that I'm paying for on the fly. But I mean, the idea of doing this on a teeny screen is it takes away from some of the experience for me. I'm just not a big I'm a couch TV viewer. I turn it on if I've got it in the background. I've got the laptop on. I'm just one of those guys. That's just how I roll.
Mm.
I may eventually roll differently. I
Right.
don't anticipate that though.
Well, is there any social aspect to HBO Go at all? I mean, can you talk to anybody else? Any of your friends on anything?
No. Well, see, the problem with HBO Go was my local cable provider did not want to pay the fare, so every other HBO subscriber except for those around our area were on it. Although, yeah, there is a social component, as best as I can tell. And there's always been the fan forums. For instance, The Wire had a huge active fan following. They would be insane if they didn't somehow tie those two together.
Mm. Well, from the chat room, Eagle Ant says I use Get Glue, and Tim says, yeah, that's social TV, man. It's how you watch television, and then obviously how you communicate. Some people call it the second screen. Is another option.
Interesting.
I use Go Miso as my tool, and
Dude.
I think it takes over your
This looks great
Yeah.
on the big screen.
He's talking about Angry Birds right now.
And whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
yeah. It's like it takes over your whole entire screen.
Yeah. Okay.
But it looks awesome though.
It does look good.
You should have tried before you hit. Just try one and see what happens. Just see what happens. He's playing a quick game, and you can see that there's a gravitational pull here. It goes around the planet. So
Wait.
try one that's open. Pig Pang. So they still have pigs. They're pigs in space. Pigs in space. For those of you that never watched the Muppets, there you go. Pigs in space.
Mana.
Na 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 na.
Da-da, mana.
Na 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 na.
Yep, sure.
Uh-oh, y'all bringing me back to the Muppets, man.
Dude.
Little Bite says, I used to use Go Miso. I use Get Glue now. I don't really watch TV anymore. When I do watch TV, it's usually Hulu or Netflix, unless hubby is watching the Food Network. And Eagle says, yeah, I check into movies, music, and games and Get Glue. I still haven't ordered my stickers though. That's funny. I think one of the things that I've noticed about myself is that I'll go to an app that I like and I kind of stick with it. You know what I'm saying? Where I say, oh, so I started with Get Glue. I think Greg Ng was using Get Glue, or somebody was using Get Glue. And I said, oh, that's kind of cool. I'll check into the shows. I watch movies and whatnot. But I did find that Get Glue not only does movies, but it does like music and books and things like that. So it's more inclusive to some of the things that you're doing, and you get stickers, which I don't really care much about stickers. But Little Bite says, I ordered stickers. I got them. I looked at them and thought, oh, cool. Then I gave them to my son. Yeah, that's typically what happens.
Wow.
So what do you think about the game? I saw that you did a
far
quick.
very, very cool.
Yeah.
It's I could easily see myself getting engrossed in
Yeah.
being among those that are
That are like
playing games at work. Yeah.
right.
You see what I did there.
That's cool. Yeah, so I use Go Miso. I think I even have Into Now, and I tried to do that because I was trying to see if it could automatically read what shows I was watching just by listening, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Connect TV is another one.
For me, beyond what we were talking about earlier, it's pretty much just Twitter, checking the hashtags for something live and cool that's trending.
Right.
That's about it for me.
I think Twitter's still a big one for me too, because typically there's a hashtag for it anyway, and we're typically having conversations about it. So I can see Twitter is still kind of being one. It's that second screen that I use, and I know with like a Shark Tank, they're really good, and even The Voice, they're really good for tweeting while they're on the show. Damon John from Fubu, who's on the Shark Tank, he and his guys they'll actually watch the show live and then comment all the way through, and it's kind of cool to see them comment on their reaction, like, I can't believe you picked him, and I'm like, dude, that's awesome. But that happens on Twitter, so I can definitely see Twitter being a big one as well. So anyway, that's that. Make sure you check out Tim Ponder's blog. I shared the URL in the chat room. And when you get over there, say hi or leave a comment. Let them know that you are, in fact, reading it. And I have one more. This one comes from JMI, John Mark Ivy. And, you know, he is still the American Idol fan. This is his blog for season 11. It's called March 21st, Top 10 Billy Joel Week.
Ah, yes. It seems like I saw that in one of my feeds. Sure.
And I'm going to share this with you guys in the chat room. He is still on Blogger, by the way. I'm just thought I'd put that out there.
Yeah, sure.
You know, just for those. All right, here you go. Thank you, John Mark Ivy, for continuing to blog. Can always count on you, man, for the American Idol input. Okay, so Google Blogger. All right, they now have some new updates rolling out. So if you're on Blogger still, guess what, y'all? You're gonna get some new advanced webmaster stuff that you couldn't do before. So here we go. Number one, you can edit the description meta tag for your blog, right?
That's some good SEO stuff to know.
Exactly. So typically, if in the old days, before they made this change, if you were to edit the meta tag information, it was going to be for the entire website. Like every page would have the same meta tag information. Now, the meta tag information that I'm referring to is what typically gets sent out to Google. To Google when they show off a page, it'll say, here's the description of your page, for example, here's the author, blah 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 blah. Well, today they now have made it available so that you can not only adjust the meta tags for the entire page, but now you can even do that for every individual page that you have, every single blog post that you have. So now you can even get more specific about what the description is for yeah, no, I mean right now. There you go, Miss Eileen. Do it now because you can do that.
I think she's kidding.
No, she's doing it right now.
There
Good
she
job.
goes. There she goes.
That's her typing right now.
So when you put those what do you call them?
Those pictures, the smiley faces and all that.
Yeah, the
smileycons.
Emoticons, yes, the animated emoticons. When they're typing, that doesn't necessarily mean that she's doing that. I'm just
she better not do it after the show. So you can do that for each and every single post.
Tim's right. Anything it can do, WP can do better.
Yep, and it's still free. You can create a custom 404 error page now. And this is, you don't have to no longer buy a domain name. So you can using this new version of Blogger, you can create custom messages for your 404, which I think is pretty awesome.
Wow.
Right? Something that you couldn't do before. You can also create custom redirects. But you can only do this for internal URLs. Here's an example of one. So let's say you wanted to go to googlesystem.blogspot.com/mail-to. You can now send that redirect, which really is kind of cool because now you can create pages that have a shorter link. So I can go to damonnolan.com/ whatever I want to call it. And I don't have to have that long URL anymore that has, and this is something that if you've ever used Blogger, and I see this the same way with WordPress, it has like the month and it has the date and then it has the title of your article. So it'll be Google damonnolan.com/2012/02/ the name of my article with hyphens separating the words, ending with HTML or whatever.
Well, again, very SEO oriented.
So now I can create a shorter URL that maybe will be a page, if you will, that links to an overall page, which really could be kind of cool though.
Yeah.
Right. I could create a page. I mean, you can still create pages, but maybe you say, hey, this is my comprehensive article on, I don't know, blogging or something. And now you just say damonnolan.com/blogging.
I get that. It's hard for me to get excited about that. And as much as,
well, if you're on Blogger and you couldn't do it before, then guess what?
WordPress has been doing that for,
can you do that on the
decade?
Can you do it on the free one?
Good question. I couldn't tell you.
Okay, because this one is free. I don't have to buy hosting, and I can do this.
Well, you know.
This is for folks who ain't trying to pay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hook you up with. I'm trying to hook you up with stuff.
I just like to know how the big boys blog. That's all.
Yeah. Well, you got to blog first, more often. Come on, man.
Fair enough.
Work with me. The last one, you can also control the robot.txt pages or information.
Very important.
So you can stop showing certain pages. You can say, "Hey Google, don't search this page." And you can actually control that now. So you can control the robot.txt page and robots header tags as well. So that's some of the new things. But here's the thing that I think is also ultimately exciting about this. Okay, number one is that Blogger is still a product of Google.
Mm-hmm.
Google is still working on this this feature or this service.
Yeah, sure.
And see, so some people think, oh man, why? You know, who cares about Blogger? It's not WordPress. Everyone uses WordPress. But if Google says, look, we're going to continue to enhance this and provide mobile-friendly websites that are easy to create, because don't forget that they've built some dynamic pages that look good on mobile devices and don't require you to have to build anything else. Built on top of HTML5 and everything.
I get that. I'm not saying that that there's not value there. I'm just saying, and the idea of having the behemoth we call Google supporting it is in and of itself a good thing. Of course, they're going to prioritize those Blogger blogs over any other platform within its search engine rankings, which we all know how important that is.
Right. I see some conversation here in the chat room, and I saw Marianne jump in about 10 minutes ago.
Hey.
Want to say what's up to you, ma'am? But it looks like Eileen is serious. She says, no. I'm gonna do it
Not
today.
sarcasm.
I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna mess with it. And the reason why is because there's a lot of people that she works with that are still on Blogger.
And if you're using, say, Google Reader or something like that, it integrates very nicely with the Blogger platform.
Exactly.
As well.
One of the things they changed recently is that every time you post an article to Blogger, it automatically pops up a little window that says, "Do you also want to share this to Google Plus?"
Yes.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
Yep. You should be able to sync Blogger to WordPress, if not going in one direction then the other. It shouldn't be. You should be able to run them both at the same time. Pretty fairly easily. Last I checked.
Right. So there's that's kind of the new thing coming out of Google, and I'm excited. I mean, there's small changes, but I'm excited because they're changes.
Yeah.
Right.
Google does this, and
they have beautiful templates. You just may not get them from Google.
Yeah.
You got to go elsewhere and get some of these templates.
And sometimes you got to pay for them.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, like the one we have for the show that we've never rolled out yet. That one was free. And it has the nice little panel that the little panel, the HTML5 panel that you can switch slides, and
Sure.
It has the drop down navigation, and I mean they've really made it really simple. And you can even change some other things behind the scenes, like the little icon that shows up in your URL bar. That also is available. You can change that now, so you don't have to have that little Blogger icon everywhere you go. Because once you see the little Blogger icon, you're like, oh, dude, that's Blogger.
Why do you suppose that is?
Why do you think that is? Because they're trying to advertise. But you don't have to.
No. I mean, why do you suppose people get that? That response is
90 seconds.
People get there. Oh, that's just Blogger. Oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Because I think they get cocky about WordPress. Like, oh, WordPress is for experts. Right, and I'm not saying it's not. Because there are a lot of things you can do with it that you can't do with Blogger. I get that.
I'm glad that Google continues to enhance and
for the little guys.
upgrade their product. But this might end up being like
they might step up.
It might end up like Wave. I mean, you just never know what they're going to do and why.
Yeah, I hope not.
I'm just not ready to put all my eggs in that basket just yet.
Well, it's going to do it for us, y'all. I want to say thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Although I'm on Blogger now for my...
Want to say thank you to Mr. Alan Tran, the Lego fan, the Mr. Ego Ant, Aaron Clifford, Miss Eileen Smith, Neil Bishop, Tim Arthur, DB Funky, Little Bites, that's Marianne, also Dyslexic in America, and all of you listening live and in archive. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it. Don't forget, we're here every Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on blogtalkradio.com/Damon Nolan. And you can look forward to the higher audio fidelity over there on YouTube. Go to youtube.com/Damon Nolan. Now, since Mike's not here,
10 seconds.
Derek, take us out of here.
Stay funky, my friends. Deuces.
Deuces.